I want to quickly recap fourth grade because we do need it in ninth grade, how to prime factorize. All right, so what is prime factorization? It's whole numbers that are greater than 1 that are only divisible by any whole number other than 1 and itself. So these are some example of prime numbers 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, and 17. Whole numbers that are not prime are called composite numbers. So that's example 4 because it's divisible by 2 as well as 4 and 1. 6 because it's also divisible by 2 and 3. So these numbers are not divisible by anything else except themselves and 1. We are going to break the number down by dividing by prime numbers. Okay, so again, where the prime numbers, they're listed right here. So I'm going to start off with the example that's already done in your notes. What you're going to do is circle each prime number as you go. So you're going to do it on paper as well as the calculator. Since this is done on paper, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to use the calculator to show you. All right, stop only when the numbers end and the branches are circles. Write your numbers in numerical order. Okay, perfect. All right, so we're going to start with the number, then you're going to click divide. Now, divide is fraction on your keypad, or you can click divide right here. So fraction or divide. All right, so we're checking prime numbers. So again, they're listed right here for you. Go ahead and highlight those so that you have them available for you the whole time because we're going to need this in ninth grade. All right, so we're going to divide by 2. All right, what you're looking for is for it to be a whole number. Because it gives you a decimal, you see 73.5, that does not work. So we only write it down if it's a whole number as the answer. So when 2 doesn't work, you're going to delete 2 and check 3 and so forth. So we're going to go ahead and delete 2 and check 3. Does 3 work? Yes, it does. It gives me 49. So I'm going to write that down. So 147 is divisible by 3 and it gives me 49. What this means is 3 times 49 is 147. So again, I'm just going to show you that. Boom. So I'm not really changing anything. I'm just rewriting 147 as 3 times 49. Because 3 is prime, I go ahead and put a circle. Then I go to 49. So I take whatever is left here, I write it on my new line. And again, I repeat the process. I check 2. 2 does not work because it's a decimal. Check 3. 3 does not work because it's a decimal. I check what's next after 3? 5. 5 does not work because it's a decimal. I check 7. 7 does work. Okay, so and again, 7 is a prime number, which means I've reached the end of my tree. Now, so you see 49, right? Because that's what I was breaking down right here. 49 breaks down to 7 times 7. What that means, again, is 7 times 7 is 49. All right, so now that I know that, this is all my breakdown. I should have, my tree should have 3, 7, 7. Do not forget this number here. So 3, 7, 7. And what you're going to do is check it. So you should have 3 times 7 times 7. Does that give me my original number? Yes, it does. And that's how you do prime factorization. You just check it at the end. All right, so now that we know that, let me go ahead and do one more example, then you're going to do it. So again, you do have to write down my example as you do yours. So start off with 48 for me. You're going to go ahead and put 90, and you're going to write down mine as well as yours. So we start off with divide or fraction bar. I'm going to check my prime numbers. Does 2 work? Yes, it does. So I'm going to write it down. So I go 48 breaks down to 2 times 24. So these are your breakdown numbers, and this is your original number. So now I can't break down 2 anymore because it's prime, so I'm going to go to 24. So on my new line, I'm going to write 24, and I'm checking if it breaks down again with my prime numbers 2. It does. So 2 times 12. So again, 24 breaks down to 2 times 12. And of course, some of you may not need the calculator. If you don't need the calculator, you can go ahead and do it. I'm showing it for those who do. So now I'm at 12. So I put 12. Again, I check 2. It does work. So I write that down. So 2 times 6. All right. Now I'm at 6. So I put 6 in the next one. Divide by 2. It does work again. So 2 times 3. And 3 is also a prime number. So I am done. So if I did this correctly, I should have 1, 2, 3, 4 2s. And do not forget this number over here, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 3. Again, we're going to check that. 4 2s, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 3. Do I get my original number back? Yes, I do. So now let's write down that check with decimals. So the check is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 is indeed 48. All right, so you should have been doing your example at the same time. If not, go ahead and pause the video and finish example 3. And that's how you do prime factorization. Let's practice.